Welcome back, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening to everybody. It is June 17th, Monday, and we are on the mat. Thank you guys very much for joining. My name is Jonathan. We'll be chatting today with all of you guys. Are we on YouTube and Facebook right now?
Yep.
All right. Let's give it a few minutes for everybody to join in, and we will get started. How's your guys' week? How's your week? Even though
It's
weekend's
fun.
good, eh?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I only went on the second day. Well, we went out fishing
Yeah.
for the weekend.
That's right. We went on Friday. We went out to Bati and hung out there for Friday and Saturday. Stayed Friday night. Boy, it's tiring though, eh?
Yeah, like I said,
diving?
I just went on the second day. Even though I was diving the whole day,
You're still tired?
but
Yeah.
came back.
Yeah, well,
Tired. Yeah.
it's just the sun and everything. And like, for those of you guys who do fishing, man, it's like I enjoy it. It's a good tired. I can do it every day. It's just, yeah, you sleep well. And But Alan, like, he just like goes to bed, like, you drank that night until what, 1?
Yeah, we'll finish like 12.
12?
And then go, had a good dinner.
Probably 1 o'clock by the time you were
And then
sleeping.
we slept.
And then he was up by 4:30,
Yeah.
like naturally. Then he was just sitting on the veranda. I'm like, dude, impressive. Because I slept till like 8:30, I think, 8:30.
Woke up to fried dindri.
Woo, drindri, fried,
Fish
boiled, so good. Drindri are those little fish, the black little fish that you see everywhere on the reefs in Fiji.
Yeah, they're the best. I mean, with the size, those size, it's quite big and it has a lot of flesh and. Uroi.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when you cook it, when you boil it.
I saw the soup that day. It's like so yellow.
Yeah,
And
when
then
you boil it, like it's just so much like
Fat.
fat in there. Yeah, man, crazy. I was trying to find out what the name of these are in Hawaii. Hawaii, they have like a small black fish as well that they are crazy about for like their functions and stuff like that. But I guess it's not this one.
What they eat it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a reef fish as well.
Like it's I'm just for you guys who when I look down here, I'm just looking stuff up here. Oh yeah, it's these little things. Yes. Boys got their bikes on Sunday from Grandma and
Show your
Grandpa.
bike. Show your bike.
Sir, did it?
Yeah, the chain.
The chain came off?
I mean the brake.
Oh, okay. I have to fix the brake again? Okay. That's the thing with bikes and stuff in Fiji. For those of you who've tried to buy bikes, it's just so hard to find something that's decent quality. So we bought these bikes from Extra, random place to buy bikes, I know, Extra supermarkets. But when I looked it up, they're a Segway brand. It's a 9-bot by Segway. And so Segway obviously being the brand that like those like things that have like 2 wheels and you like hold the handlebars, you like lean forward, they're electric motor powered. So I was like, oh, they must be decent because Segway is a pretty popular brand. But these bikes were discontinued in the United States just not too long ago. And so I thought they were going to be decent, but we're already having some break-in issues. But no worries. I think I might just end up taking off the front brake and just use the foot brake, the back brake, because we're on the gravel road and in the village on these like grass, slippery. Like you don't use the front brake anyways. Front brake you really only use if you're on pavement, and so yeah, might just be less issues if we just take off the front brake caliper and the brake handle and just put it aside.
Well, Quentin.
Oh, Quentin. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit sick, so if I seem low energy, it's because I definitely am. But I'm trying to bring it to you guys for today.
Yeah.
So,
the navy bottle.
yeah, I'm getting into it here. I'm just loading it. So, For those of you who may be familiar, the Fiji Navy just got a new ship. It's a Guardian-class patrol boat. It sounds pretty BA, if you ask me. I'm sorry for the sniffling. I got a runny nose.
What like that?
Yeah. So, with everybody, I am taking out of this beautiful blue
Yeah.
willow because
Don't
I'm
want
not
to get
sharing
sick.
with the guys. So, I'm trying to isolate myself. So, will everybody.
Voila.
It should give me some healing. So, this Guardian-class patrol boat called, what's the name of it? Pualau?
Puamau.
Puamau? Yeah, Puamau. We just got it, I think, 4 weeks to 8 weeks, like 1 or 2 months ago. And they reefed it just outside of, we're just in the Lau group of islands. And so, yeah, kind of a big whoopsie daisies on behalf of the Navy. And so, but there are reports that there are issues with these boats. So maybe I'll just flip the screen. We're trying to figure out a better solution for these lives so that you guys can actually watch what we're watching. But maybe in the interim, I can just play this and like face it to the screen so everybody can see it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Austal has built a well-earned reputation as
Can they
the
see it?
Australian shipbuilder.
West Australian-based, Austal not only builds ships for Australia's Navy, it's now expanded to operations across the world.
At Austal USA, we're building the fleet.
It has delivered 15 of its Guardian-class patrol boats to a dozen Pacific nations, including Samoa, Fiji and Papua New Guinea. Now, Defence has revealed a string of defects with the 40-metre vessels, including problems with cracking and a potential fault with the exhaust system. Australia's neighbours who operate them have been given formal advice on how to do so while minimising safety risks.
We're going to work through a program now of making sure that we fix them because they're critical boats for our Pacific partners.
Some of the concerns were discovered as far back as early last year. The Albanese government's accusing its predecessors of keeping the situation hidden and unresolved.
The fact that the former government was sending broken boats out to the Pacific is a disgrace.
Last year, the ABC revealed another Austal patrol boat program had been delayed due to faulty aluminium imported from China. Austal has accepted responsibility for the defects on the Guardian-class patrol boats and has agreed to pay the costs of fixing the design flaws. Soon, teams from the company and Defence will head to the Pacific to assess the problems and advise on temporary solutions. And while the flaws are worked through, Australia's hoping another much larger strategic competitor doesn't offer to step in to help fill the gap. Andrew Green, ABC News, Canberra.
Okay. So, for those of you who made it through that, actually pretty interesting in my opinion. So, we just get this Guardian-class patrol boat from Australia. I don't know what the setup is on this. If somebody knows, actually, like, do we get these things for free? Because this is a multi-million dollar kind of vessel built by a company out of the States, reportedly, like this report was saying, having some manufacturing issues with the exhaust system and with cracks in the manufacturing process. So probably in the welds, I would assume, certain spots where they join the hull together, join all the different pieces of metal together. And now they've run this boat aground, which is not going to help with the cracking issues, obviously. But I'm curious to know if this, I doubt that the manufacturing defects had anything to do with running this boat aground on the reef. This would be like a navigation GPS malfunction, which could be a system on the boat or could be the captain of the ship, I guess. But
Miscalculated.
there is video today of this boat, like it was reefed up on, it was up on a reef, just, actually, where's a picture of it? So this is what it looked like, I think last week sometime. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was up on the reef. Doesn't look all that bad. But then I saw some video today of the thing, and only basically the top half of it is showing. The rest of it is totally submerged underwater. So there goes a, huge investment from Australia.
Yeah.
Again, sorry about the sniffling, guys. I know it's annoying on camera, but I'm feeling sick. but we're still bringing it to you. So here's the thing: is that the reason why I'm curious about what the setup is on these. Like, do we get given these, or is this like a long-term loan, or is this like a thing that we have to like we get on like loan and then have to give back after some time, or like what is the setup for this? Because what Australia is trying to do, and I don't blame them. I feel like, I'm a great strategist here. The great conspiracy theorist over here, as you guys know from my talks about like what was going on with the SODELPA and People's Alliance Party and how they got the Fiji First basically to just totally incinerate themselves by voting against or voting by getting the Fiji First to vote for the raise for their like salary raises. It was just hilarious. So again, that was a conspiracy. My conspiracy with this is that China advances very, very quickly and it has the ability to do so because of its manufacturing abilities. And so what China is doing or has been doing, in the past years has been building ports around the Pacific, such as the one in Vanuatu, I believe, where they build this huge port. The country actually can't afford to pay off the loan. And then the Chinese government just says, okay, you guys keep the port, but we own it. So you guys still get to utilize it to bring in the goods into the country, but we utilize it. And now they have a naval base basically in the Pacific. And so what the allies being, United States, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and, NATO, EU countries, they would definitely try to prevent China from having any sort of strategic advantage in the Pacific, South Pacific. And so that's why I assume they give away these kinds of boats to Pacific Island partners, and we're supposed to be real thankful. And they go get these cheap line boats, and then they give them to us, like not cheap line, but boats from manufacturers that haven't been vetted properly, and manufacturers that are buying low quality materials, because you don't hear of this stuff happening with like U.S. built or like with the U.S. Navy and the boats that they have, but. Like, this is not a big ship. Like, this is a 40-meter boat, so it's not that crazy huge. But then we're supposed to be all thankful for these vessels that we get given by other governments, and then they're actually, like, not maybe the best quality. You know what I mean? Because, like, why would Australia invest in the best, most highest quality vessels if we're going to run them ashore, too? Because I know that there was a team of people that went over and was trained on how to use and how to, utilize this kind of a vessel. And so it's not like they didn't go through I'm sure they went through the proper protocols and procedures before they brought this boat over. But yeah, I think Australia is trying to give us gifts that are actually protecting them so that China doesn't have strategic battle front like operation bases in the South Pacific. And so we get given these subpar quality machines, and then we also run them ashore. So they're probably not giving us the best of the best, but why would they give us the best of the best? Because all we do is then we just go and find a coral reef and say, let's park it there and sink it on that reef and make a good structure for the fish.
Dude, it's only for how many months now?
I think it's only been like 1 or 2 months.
David saying
Yeah.
that boat is totaled. Read a good commentary
Oh, it is?
on the boat
Okay.
intended for at sea polishing of Fiji's open waters, right?
Yeah, and so like I'm
for using small pots and tight quarters.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it says it's free through diplomatic donation, Bubale partnership from Australian government.
That makes sense. Who's this? David?
David Allen was the first comment, and this
Okay.
is from Leonard.
Okay. Okay. David Allen would know, or he has interest in Navy operations because he is ex-Navy. I just find it, well, I guess frankly disappointing, kind of embarrassing. It's like I don't expect any other. I think we'll just get given maybe fiberglass boats with 40 horses now. We just be a bunch of pirates out there, eh? Like honestly, like they'll give us like Guardian class fiber boats.
But something in Koroitu was saying that passage in Fulanga is a really small one.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this is
with-
where it is, eh? In Fulanga, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
because
with that big of a boat, it's probably just few meters away from
Right.
the boat.
right.
I guess there's
Yeah.
a lot of reasons, but as a Navy,
Yeah.
that's something embarrassing, to happen.
Oh my gosh, man. Hugely embarrassing.
Yeah.
Hugely embarrassing. But I guess
Give rubber dinghies, says normally.
yeah, hey, rubber dinghies would be good because they have a very low or very shallow draft, and so that would allow them to maybe pass over these reefs. If we just mount a couple like 50 caliber turrets to the front of them, then yeah, for it's kind of like our history as Fijians is people like who sailed from around the Pacific. So for us to run a ship aground is kind of a bit humiliating.
Fijian Navy bilimbilis.
Hey,
Normally says.
now you're talking. I've seen some big bilimbilis too, like the double decker ones. And they put a pallet on top so they have they can do the handline
Yeah,
fishing.
that one in Urat, eh?
Yeah.
I saw
Maybe-
a bed on top of it. Too,
What?
One time.
A bed? Oh, mattress.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
So you have
pretty
your
mattress.
living quarters and everything? Yeah.
So my boss say, hey dude, somebody had a mattress there, spring mattress on
Yeah.
top of it.
And give them some Rob Allen spear guns, for the
a
defense.
little,
Because Rob Allen, I use Rob Allen spear guns because they never fail. They're very reliable spear guns. So maybe we could use that, shoot at the Japanese fishing vessels and the longliners that come through our waters.
Yeah.
I think we're onto something here. We might be. So
Therese is asking if Steph is visiting Canada.
who's this?
Easter.
Oh, Teresa Easter? Oh, actually, yeah, Stephanie will be coming back, I think, in a few weeks because our manager, Sierra, who you know, is having a baby. And so Stephanie's coming back to kind of level everything off with the business and try to train one of our other employees to kind of take over what Sierra's been doing. So, yeah. Teresa was one of our first clients with our cleaning business in Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's a photographer as well.
Oh, okay.
And so she did our pregnancy photos when Stephanie was expecting a leaky. She did those.
Oh.
So, thanks, Teresa. Nice to see you again here. But yeah, Stephanie will be in Kelowna in a few weeks, I think. Yeah, buddy.
Can I go change the local town?
Yeah, sure.
One second.
Sorry, buddy.
Quentin says 150 horsepower with 350 caliber on the side of the bilibili.
You have to get some big bamboo for that one.
Maybe they don't have Captain Philip on that Navy boat. That's
Yeah,
why.
I think they need a Captain Philip on there. Need to message Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
get some assistance from him. But yeah, man, just
Yes.
yeah, sometimes you're not proud to be Fijian. This would be one of those times. Yeah. I mean, whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still, yeah. Humiliating. So, moving on to the next thing. Thank you guys for joining. My name is Jonathan, and this is On the Mat. For those of you who have not joined before, it's where we just talk about some current events. You guys ask me questions about life, and yeah, sometimes me and Stephanie are on here together, and we answer people's questions. Talk about sports, current events. Yeah, we just hang out with you guys. See, the thing with when we post is that you guys can comment, but then we don't always respond to all the comments. We don't even see all the comments sometimes. But this is fun because we get to interact with you guys. So please do interact. Masi and Ravutamanda approach for Paris Olympics duo to decide to get today. So there's the wing, or I guess Yosef Masi is a center for the Fijian Duo, our 15s club team in Super Rugby, and Celestino Ravutamanda is the wing for the same team. and they've been approached and asked, I assume, by Oseo Kalinisao to decide if they want to join the Olympic program, the sevens rugby team, to go and play in the Olympics, I believe in September? August? Yeah. So the duo confirmed this last night at the Fiji and Rua Awards event held at the Sofitel Resort on Denrau. We've been given time to think about, and we will talk with the Sevens management again tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So this is just today. This is fresh. Tomorrow. When is this report from? Oh, June 12th. So this is last week. So they must have already given them their yes or no. So we've been given time to think about it. We'll talk about them tomorrow. And then Robutamante said, I'm still thinking about it. I'll have a few discussions too before we meet with them again. Both of these guys are from Tabuini, by the way, which is pretty cool. Like, of all the guys on the Ndrua team, like the two boys from Tabuini have been asked to go to the Olympics. They've also been named in Mick Burns' Flying Fijian squad to play in the June and July match series, which sees them face the Barbarians, Georgia, and the New Zealand All Blacks. So that's what these guys kind of have to balance, is that, like, do they want to be part of the 15s program for these next test matches, or do they want to go to the Olympics? I think, like, they've established themselves as, like, such great players. Like, they have no worries about being selected for the next Flying Fijians team. Like, they're such standout players, but you might only get one chance in a lifetime to be selected or asked to join an Olympic team. And so, like, you know, just to go to the Olympics is like a once in a lifetime thing. So I think if I was them, I would probably say,
Yes.
yeah.
So they'll play first the New Zealand match.
I don't know. I don't know if
July.
they get a choice, because they probably have to go to camp right away to join the sevens team.
So if
which
they do
would,
that, they won't be able
yeah,
to.
which I would assume, they wouldn't be in the camp with the Flying Fijians. So, which is okay, I think, because we could utilize, like, is Botitu in the 15 squad already?
No.
So, like, we could bring Botitu in to play center, and we could bring in, like, Ndakuanga to play on the wing and sub out. So I feel like like, as Fijians, we have Tabataba Nawai, or who's it? Not Naroa, the other guy from Hurricanes for the wing. Fijian guy.
Oh.
Anyways, like,
Yeah, that guy.
Reasi?
I thought he's joining. In the
Yeah,
sevens.
I can't remember. Anyways, like, I feel like we have other players that we can sub out their positions for, even though I think they are the best choices for wing and for a center. I feel like we can find replacements for them, let these boys go do the Olympics thing, so that they can, like, check that bucket list thing off their list and go and play and do that once in a lifetime experience. Yeah. I think we can find a center and a wing. That's not a problem for Fiji. If we're talking about finding, like, another number 8 or, like, another hooker or a prop, like, I think then we'd be in trouble. But yeah, we're well versed in back lines, so I think we'll be okay. I think these boys should say yes. I haven't heard if they decided it or not.
Okay. Yeah, they're still. I think they haven't. Yeah. Because I asked one of my friends from the media.
Yeah.
He said they still haven't decided.
Oh, they still haven't decided? Oh, okay. So, Tui has connections on the inside, and they said they still haven't decided. So, such is.
But it would be sick for them to.
Yeah, and I think of all the players, those are I'm not surprised they picked those two. I think they're the best suited.
They're fast, eh?
You know what's weird to
They're
me is
suited
that,
for
like,
sevens.
Ternalangi, like, he's captained the Ndrua, like, most of the games this season, right?
Yeah.
But then he wasn't selected for the Flying Fijians?
He's not.
No, like, his name wasn't on the list. So I'm like, ooh. Like, most of the team is Fiji and Ndrua players, and then, like, but the captain of the team doesn't get the selection. I'm like, that's, like, kind of painful. But maybe it's because like when it comes to the national team, they already have the leadership of like Nadalevu and stuff like that. Like, I mean, he's a totally different position, but maybe they don't. Maybe they feel like they don't need his leadership qualities on the field because they have access to other players from overseas. I was just kind of disappointed for him. You know, because he's obviously a hard worker. Like, he was very successful in the sevens program. I believe he lifted a gold medal as well in Rio. And then, yeah, you know, he's been captaining our 15s team. He made the switch over, and very, very few people, like, very few people make the switch from sevens to 15s. And he did at a very high level to the point where he captains, you know, the team that he plays for now. And that's so impressive. I just feel bad that his name wasn't in that selection for the squad. But, oh, okay.
Jonathan Nicoro says hi from Vancouver Island, BC.
Oh, hey. Where do you live in Vancouver Island? That's where Norm lives. Who's this, Jonathan?
Yeah. And the Reada. So
Boulare.
it's morning there.
No, it's afternoon. It's 4:50. It's almost 5 here, so it means it's about 10 p.m. there.
Make it tuning down. Moving like watching from Bow Island.
Bow Island. Oh, okay. Hoping to set up a deal with a company in Bow Island very, very soon. Keep you guys posted on that. But trying to work some things out. Stephanie's parents left today. They were here for about 5 weeks. It was like the thing about, I mean, Jonathan will know. Yeah, you'll know. Like when you come all the way from Canada, like you have to make the most of the trip. You don't just come for like a week. I mean, I guess some people do, but you know, it's such an expensive trip. And if you have family here, like when you come here, it's not that expensive. So you could just stay with family. It's the flights and everything. So, you know, like for Stephanie's parents to come all the way from Canada, come here, like it was good for them to spend like, you know, the time they spent and not just come for 1 or 2 weeks. I guess Stephanie's sister only came for 1 week. But that's because she has kids and like 3 kids that she had to leave behind. And Stephanie's mom was like helping look after the kids. So she had to go back. I think 1 week is probably the perfect amount of time for people to spend in the village. Like if you're not from the village, like my parents, you know, they don't have trouble staying here. Well, they're going to live here in, you know, in a year or so. And so, but this is like normal life for them. But for people who aren't used to the village life, I think like 1 week is probably enough. Because even though Stephanie's parents were here for 5 weeks, we were like in Tofino for, you know, almost a week. And then we went straight to Sobsavu. And then they went to Nandi. And then they came here for the last week. So it was 6 days. So I think we had a good time. But if you're not used to this life, I think a week is like the perfect amount of time. Because Stephanie's dad also had a bout of encephalitis, it's called, which is, I believe what happens in encephalitis is your brain swells. And so he actually lost a bunch of his memory, and he wasn't actually expected to survive encephalitis. And so he did survive, but what happened was he ended up with a bunch of memory loss, and he can't withstand the heat. Like he'll get lightheaded, and he'll just like pass out or faint. And so, or like it just will be really, really bad for his health. And so Steph's mom said she was like praying so hard before they came to Fiji that the weather would be like cool, and it was cool. Now it's starting to get like humid, and so they're lucky. Like they were here, it was like beautiful weather. But yeah, 1 week in the village I think was good for him because like there's no air conditioning or anything in our house, right? So it can be pretty intense if you're not used to the humidity and all that stuff. So sorry guys to be gross on camera, but my nose is running.
Jonathan says in Tofino.
Oh, Tofino. Oh, dude, that is an expensive place to live. Do you, like, what takes you to Tofino? So Tofino's like a, kind of like a tourist destination, surf town. There's lots of restaurants, and I've been almost everywhere on Vancouver Island except for Tofino, simply because it was so expensive. So, Tofino. You have the best tacos in Tofino, Tacofino. I know that.
Tofino.
Tacofino. It's the best. They have an outlet in Vancouver. And they have the best tacos on earth.
Normally in Burnaby.
Oh, Normandy's in Burnaby now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I thought
Is
he
that
did
close?
something in Nanaimo. No, Burnaby's on the mainland. Yeah, it's like a suburb, or it's another city, but it's just outside of Vancouver. So the Flying Fijians will be playing this weekend, I think, eh? In Twickenham?
Test match. Oh, the Flying Pigeon?
Yeah,
With who?
4:15 a.m. on Sunday.
With?
Fans will be able to watch the clash on FBC Sports. So 4:15 a.m. Sunday. The next game, like this will be the
Next game after that.
after
That's
that.
The last
So the
game.
last experience of people in England was Fiji beating you guys.
Yeah. So they're playing again in that.
Yeah, but they're not playing England. They're playing the Barbarians.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the Barbarians. I think Henry Spate and who's this? Kurvoli. I think they all played a game with the Barbarians last year. And so the Barbarians is always like a mix of players. They select like different players and they make a team called the Barbarians. And so yeah, I hope that Fiji can win that game. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Sadyana from Dawasamu, Telebu, saying best remedy for running nose is a strong cover mix.
Okay. Is that another way just to say like taki or
Taklar.
give it to me?
I've never heard about. I'm trying to look for that article. I can't find it.
What's that?
The Barbarians and
Yeah, it's on FBC.
BC, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Flying Fijians. So, do you think these two will be playing there? Are these two in the squad? Masi and Ramtaman, right?
Maybe they will be. Maybe they will get to play in this game.
Because
might.
they're waiting for the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Any comments or anything? You guys talking to us at all?
Lo luama tua fafo. Good to see you well and blessed. Fiji is a strong team. I like to watch them. Where are you watching from? Lo luama tua fafo.
Oh, this is Rich.
Hoyt. I think I've heard of this name. Hoyt.
Hoyt.
Pull from Vancouver, BC. Yes, a strong mix will definitely dry your nose.
I wonder.
Should drink from your nose.
Ew.
That'll work.
Okay, yeah, this is Rich. Needed. Ngavoka highlights need for a skilled workforce. This is very rich. The Minister for Tourism, William Ngavoka, stresses the importance for developing highly qualified human resources to drive the tourism industry forward. Speaking at the National Hospitality Conference in Nandi last week, he emphasized the critical role of tertiary institutions in equipping the next generation with the skills, knowledge, and innovative mindset needed to excel in the hospitality sector. He states that fostering partnerships between academia and industry will ensure the workforce is well prepared to meet the demands of a dynamic and evolving market. As we navigate the challenges and opportunities lie ahead, he says, I urge all stakeholders in Fiji's hospitality industry to embrace innovation wholeheartedly. Let us leverage our collective creativity, expertise, and passion to redefine the guest experience, enhance operational efficiency, and promote sustainable tourism practices. Ngavoka also states that through collective effort, they aim to build a resilient and thriving tourism. Okay, the problem with this is like we build into skilled people, and we build to upskill people, and then they just leave and go overseas anyways. So it's like, you can say that we need all these skilled workers and we need to create relationships between the industry stakeholders and the tertiary institutions. But if all the people are going to do is, if all the government is going to do is just give people an avenue to leave the country to go work overseas and make more money, then like, what's the use? Like, it's all just words at this point, in my opinion. like it's nice to say these things, but like how do you practically? Here's the thing about like beliefs and actions is that like I believe it's Paul in the Bible. He says like, show me your faith. This is going back to Christianity, but he says, show me your faith without actions, and I will show you my faith by what I do. Where is that found now? Show me your... Oh, James 2. Okay, sorry. It's in James. Show me your faith without works, and I will show you my faith by what I do. So, basically saying, like, people can have beliefs. They can believe in true things and say they believe in these true things, which are good, like we need skilled workers. But then if you actively create avenues for these workers to easily depart our shores and go to other countries overseas, then like you say one thing, but we see what your actions actually show us what you actually believe. And so nice hearing these words come out of your mouth, but I don't believe it, because then we go and we do all these like schemes so that people can go and pick fruit overseas, and so people can go and get these jobs and get access to visas easily and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't buy it. And as a business owner, like the one thing that we got going for us as like a business or as a brand is that like we're doing something new and fun, and like nobody who's in our company is a part of like just like a rotating hamster wheel. Like every day is different, every weekend is different, which is not good in some ways and good in other ways. But yeah, people want to be given responsibility, and they want to feel like they have some sense of value in a company and that their voice is heard. But when you train people and you upskill people, and then you just put them in a hamster wheel and they don't even have the ability to, fix an alcoholic drink for a client, or for a guest at a hotel, it's like, I'm just like a freaking cog in the wheel. Like, I don't matter. Like, everything has to go up to my manager. So, like, I'll just go overseas. I'll just go be a sous chef in some restaurant in Sunshine Coast or something like that. So, I don't... Like, people can say what they believe, say they believe something, but their actions will actually show you what they really do believe at the end of the day, I think. I'm not trying to take the James Bible verse out of context. That just is what always comes up in my head. I was having that conversation recently with my father-in-law because, it's like impossible. You can say you believe something, but like I said, when it comes to your faith, like say you're a Christian or you're a Muslim or whatever, people actually, I have friends who call themselves like Hindu, or they call themselves like Christian. It's like, okay, well, yeah, but I know that, your religion calls you to do something different. So you say one thing and you go to the churches or you go to the lotus and stuff like that, but like, I know where you actually stand, Yeah. So you're not joking anybody, which is fine. It's just, you can't say one thing and do another.
You read about this article about the nuclear watchtower?
Oh, what's this?
So the purpose of it is to combat poaching activities on the sea.
Kia?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Kia Island. Do you want to read it?
Yeah. Oh, so Kia Island is just kind of to the outside, or just on the edge of the Great Sea Reef, kind of. It's in Maduata, so.
Yeah. Where we usually fish, we'll see it.
Yeah. So the fight towards eradicating, this is genius actually, good job. The fight towards eradicating illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing activities in Fiji waters has allowed the island of Kia Maduata to become the first ever island in Fiji to have a watchtower. Because it's actually like, ocean is here, Kia is kind of like one hill and then a big hill and then down to the ocean again. So I assume they're going to put it like right on the top, which is pretty cool. This is part of ongoing monitoring and surveillance operation by the Ministry of Fisheries, the Fiji Navy, who has problems of their own, and the Fiji Police over its fishing grounds, including the Fiji Great Sea Reef in Honolulu. Minister for Fisheries Kalabeti Rabu, while officiating at the opening of the Kia Watchtower, says this is part of a collaboration work by the Ministry of Fisheries and stakeholders, which is to conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Oh, so that is great. Rabu says the people of Kia have been affected by the fight to control illegal fishing activities. The new Kia Watchtower will benefit the communities of Lingao, Daku, and Yarro villages, which depend heavily on the fishing grounds and its sustainability initiatives. Meanwhile, a solar freezer was also handed over to the Kia Fishers Cooperative to allow the safe storage of fish before it was taken to Lambasa. So, okay. So maybe they have some way to ring in the Navy if they see lights from boats. Because the thing about like these big Japanese or Chinese like long lining vessels or illegal fishing vessels is that they turn on their lights to attract fish. So they're always like, or not always, but a lot of times they're not incognito. They're just all lights to bring in fish,
That's
right?
why the lights are there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why they... So it'd probably be easy to see from a watchtower if there's a vessel going by. And like, you know, if a vessel's, you know, just taking like an oil tanker or something, because it'll be just going by, right? And they also have departure times, so the Navy will know what time, you know, oh, that's that boat, you know, picking up something from Malau or something, right? But the thing about this is like...
So what happens if they do find one?
Well, that's the thing.
It? Do they call the police, and how long will it take?
And how long will it take? All this stuff.
The Navy.
Similar to prostitution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, I think I've talked about this before, and I talked to an NGO in Fiji about this who has one of their main initiatives is with the ocean and the Great Sea Reef. I was saying, like, we do all these things to like educate the youth and like, you know, try to teach people about what fish to take and like try to encourage people to not take certain fish in certain seasons. Because I would never do that. I would never take a fish out of season. It'd be totally illegal, you know?
Yeah.
But I think like similar to what they did with prostitution in Canada is they charged the Johns, the guys who actually went and were paying the money to hire hookers and escorts or whatever you want to call them. And so instead of punishing the girls who were in these terrible situations, they punished the men, typically, who went and hired these women to perform sexual acts and stuff like that. So like, similar to this stuff, like we have like, the Great Sea Reef is the third largest barrier reef in the Southern Hemisphere, I believe, or the world. I can't make out which one it is. But they say like 70% of the fish sold in Suva comes from there.
Yeah.
And most of it comes through places like, what's that main bridge? There's like a bridge where like most of the fish like comes up to and is sold at. And we all know where these main fish markets are. So like, if you want people, there will always be a market for something. As this is just capitalism, this is democracy, and this is just how things will work in this type of a market, is that if there is a buyer, there will always be somebody to fulfill that buyer's needs. And so if we punish the buyers, or if we set up policing stations or fishery stations at these main fish markets and start, you know, so people aren't bringing in these fish to these spots anymore, or when they bring them in, or, you know, people drive away and they clearly have stopped and they drive away and you have like a checkpoint set up. Like, if people aren't going to buy the fish, then nobody's going to harvest the fish. Like, if you bring up a kaukaua and it's out of season, but you know people are going to pay extra, like, you're going to keep it. because that's like your bread and butter. That's what you're. You know what I mean? It's gonna be very hard to convince people to put that thing back in the water if somebody's gonna pay good money for that A-grade fish. But if you know like nobody's gonna buy this fish, and like it's worthless, then I'll just put it back and catch something else instead of filling my freezer with this illegal fish that I'll potentially get fined for when I go to sell it. So like, instead of like patrolling the whole Great Sea Reef, why wouldn't there be a fisheries thing right at the fish market in Lambasa? You know, with officers that are based there who are checking the fishing boats when they come in, you know? When the boats come up the river,
Just check.
come in here, you know, like right at the mouth of the river,
Right.
come in here, check your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like black market will always happen, but like if you don't like, so I think we need to work in tandem with the education. We also need to punish buyers of this stuff instead of just trying to like patrol these like, you know, mass, you know, hundreds and hundreds of kilometers of reef. So the watchtower is cool, but I think like a very practical way is just have little fisheries, you know, canteens basically, are just like little kiosks set up at each main fish selling point, and have some mobile units that can go around and track these guys, you know? But that just seems like common sense to me. Instead of spreading out over hundreds of kilometers, we know there's like probably 10 spots in Suva. So just have like 20 officers that are just patrolling that instead of running around all this all the waters that we have in Fiji, trying to like look for these guys who are harvesting fish illegally. We still need this because there are boats that are going to harvest and take food like fish back to Japan or back to China.
Right.
But for local stuff, it seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't know why this is not something that's brought up in Parliament. Or, yeah. But I'm an idiot. There's probably something that I don't know. You know? Any comments?
There's people watching from Sacramento. Tom Chang
Bula to Sacramento.
from.
What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me or do you guys disagree with me? Ryan? Ben Ryan?
Brian.
Ben Brian.
Hello, Bula from Vitilibungaro.
Bula.
Can you please tell Eliki I said hi? Oh, siapa siya? Eliki is somewhere down there.
Yeah. Who says hi to Seva?
Brian.
Brian. Oh, Seva. Brian said Bula. There you go. Your Bula made it to Seva. See, that's why we did the lives together. Yeah.
You heard about this Run the Sevens?
Oh, yeah, I did. Briefly. So, does he sponsor it or something? Okay, the Run 7 is making its return to the fold after a lapse of 5 years. So, it's launched in Taviuni. The director says there's a lot of undiscovered talent in Taviuni. We're looking to discover the next semi-Randrandra, and I tell you, Taviuni has heaps of them. The next Masi and the next Celestino. We are looking to bring these kinds of tournaments, and we are so happy to find a common ground where we can all have a new product, which is Taviuni 7 Series. He adds that Rutomanda and Masi are expected to run out for the respective village teams. Yee-hee. So,
Oh, so they'll be playing in their own teams?
so that is this weekend.
That is this weekend?
Oh, it will be held on 26th to the 29th.
Of this month? Of next month? Oh, yeah, from this
No,
month
this
to
month.
next month?
Yeah, of this month. Okay. So,
And the Wailangi Sevens on the next month?
yeah, on the next month. There we
Okay.
go. Because I'm just trying to figure out, like, how are they going to be in the
So it's
Flying
next week.
Fijians
Printed says next week.
next week. We should go over.
I was gonna just like, dude,
We should just take the bus.
just take the
We'll
bus.
stay with Quinton.
Go there, stay with Quinton. I mean, gym there.
Jim
Wanga.
Wanga.
Go and watch the game.
That's next. That's
Next week.
next weekend.
Yeah.
From
Let's check the date.
26th to 29th.
So that's on
Okay, so that's next Wednesday to Saturday.
Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, Saturday.
So finals will be on the 29th on Saturday. Could be fun. Oh, hey.
Go on Friday, Saturday. Go on Saturday, come back Sunday.
Yeah, because it probably wouldn't cost too much, eh? If we go by boat.
It's like what? $15?
Really?
$15? $15.
Then Wanga can pick us up.
Yeah. That taxi.
That's a taxi driver?
Mereka.
Oh,
Dad,
yeah.
you should be big for Tamil, but
Quentin says bring your tent and come around.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. What's that?
Quentin says bring your tent and come around.
Oh, yeah.
Quentin, you live close to, where's this? Where is it going to be held? Welangi? I think the Run Sevens will be in Welangi or, I don't know, where Ricky? I think Welangi.
So that's the where the Fiji team was training?
Yeah,
On that ground?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where Run-Runners, oh no, Run from...
Somsomo?
Somsomo.
But I think he always, I've heard that he trains there, though.
Yeah, because it's just close by. Pas nga Somsomo, and then...
Yeah, right, yeah. He has a house there.
Yeah, when you pass the bridge.
The bridge with the big trees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bend.
Yeah.
The bend, there was one house over like on the opposite, on
You
the right
turn
side.
left?
Yeah, you turn
Yeah,
left.
the bend goes left.
Yeah, that bend.
Yeah.
Just house with, I think like flowers all around that house. You
Oh,
might be able to
okay.
see it.
I was wondering, I was looking for his house, and I think I looked at that house. I was like, I wonder if that's the one. Yeah, it's close
Just
to the
past
bend.
that bridge.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the central, 5 to 10 minutes drive.
Quinton?
Yeah. So just bring a tent. I'm actually thinking about this. After this, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we should talk about it, actually.
Because all of them is gonna be there. We could shoot a vlog. We could do live or podcast with them. Just ask them. And
Yeah,
we
I
can
could
do-
message Dino and see if he would
Yeah.
sit down, eh? Yeah.
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 Nico Roy.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll message him. I'll message him tonight and see if he would be willing to like do a podcast or something, or just do like a sit down.
Yeah.
Him and Masi. I could message Pella because that's his first cousin, Masi.
Yeah.
Eh?
I mean, in Pella's family too, yeah.
Yeah.
Close,
Okay.
yeah.
Jim, Wanga, Quinton, get
Quinton.
ready. We will come. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end it there
Yeah.
because I'm not feeling the best. And yeah, why not? And we'll be back on
Friday?
Friday. Yeah. So, thank you guys very much for joining. Appreciate you, Quinton, Jonathani, Norm. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the live. Just fun, just casual. I'm not trying to make it like some big fancy show. I just like to hang out and talk about things. And if you guys, start ranting with me, then it's good. If you don't, that's fine too. So, thank you guys for joining. And we'll see you guys on Friday at 4:30.